everyone. Jab here from Cut and Make Crafts. Just give me a moment while I set up my Instagram. Alrighty. Hello everyone. Jab here from Cut and Make Crafts and the founder of the SVG Superstar Coaching Program. So we have been going live every day, and I've been sharing everything that you need to know about running a profitable and successful six-figure SVG business. So today's the fourth day, and today I will be talking about the types of SVGs that you need to sell to actually make money. And so far we have covered. So before I get into the details, let me just give you a quick introduction of who I am. I am Jav. I run the Cut and Make Crafts blog and everything, and I'm the founder of the SVG Superstar Coaching Program, and I'm here to help crafters with a full-time job start a successful SVG business to make extra cash on the side while they are working their full-time job. So if you're a crafter and if you're interested, if you have a full-time job and you're interested in making some extra cash and you don't have the time to run a handmade business, then selling SVGs might be the right thing for you. So stay tuned and join me every day to learn all the tips and secrets for selling SVG CUV files successfully. All right, so today is the fourth day of our 30-day live series, and on the first day I covered the difference between SVG and PNGs and what SVGs are and stuff like that. On the second day I showed you guys, let me just grab my document. So on the second day we talked about why SVGs are the bomb right now. We looked at some stats. We looked at the future prediction of SVGs just to back our data, just to make sure that the business model that we are the business type we are going to be stepping into, it has some sort of worth in the future. And by looking at the predictions, by looking at the stats, we were able to see that the demand for SVGs is actually gonna just go higher with the days. And yesterday was our third day where I shared with you guys some mistakes that you need to avoid when using SVGs. All right, and today I am going to be talking about the list of money-making SVGs, SVGs that are actually going to make you money, rather than SVGs that are not going to bring any sales. All right, so it's very important to understand the difference between money-making SVGs and simple SVGs that you wing together for fun. So there's a huge difference between these two types of SVGs, and a lot of people don't understand this difference, which is why they end up not getting any sales in their shop, and then they give up, they get really frustrated, and they end up giving up this whole dream of making money from SVG cut files. All right, so it's extremely important to find out what kind of SVGs are in demand, what kind of SVGs you need to create. In my SVG Superstar Coaching Program, we have 4 different ways of figuring out what kind of SVGs are in demand, what kind of SVGs you should make. I take my clients to 4 different processes, and when they follow these steps, they get immediate sales. The moment they launch their designs, the moment I share their designs, they get immediate sales on their designs. That's how awesome the framework is, that the one I teach in my coaching program. Of course, I'm not going to share everything with you guys right now. I'm just going to give you some basics, and that will be helpful enough. So, based on the framework that I share in my coaching program, my students were able to, one of my students was able to generate around 20 sales within just 14 days of launching her shop. Another student had 200 plus sales in just 4 months. Another student had 30 plus sales in just 2 days, because they all designed the SVGs based on what I have taught them, based on the framework. So it's a guarantee that if you follow the right procedure, if you follow the right steps, if you know what's going on in the industry, if you know what's in demand, then there is no way that you're not going to make sales. So you need to have a step-by-step process. You need to have the understanding of what's going on before you start selling your design. So let me share my screen with you guys. Today we are going to be looking at the types of SVGs that make money. All right, so I'm trying to shift my screen. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. Let me just share my screen with you guys. So first of all, let's have a look at the types of SVGs you shouldn't be selling, all right? So I'm just going to turn my Instagram camera as well so you guys can see my screen here. And we're going to get started with the types of SVGs you are not supposed to sell. I think these are the wrong slides. Yep, there we go. All righty. So, like I mentioned earlier, you need to know what kind of SVGs you need to sell. So before we get into the types of SVGs you're supposed to sell, let's look at the type of SVGs you're not supposed to sell, all right? So these are the types of SVGs you are not supposed to sell. A lot of times when I get messages from new shop owners that our shops are not profitable, this SVG business is a scam, and blah, blah, blah. When I look at the shops, their shops are full of SVGs that look like these. For someone who is not an expert, this might look like a very good SVG design or a very promising SVG design. However, from an expert's point of view, these SVGs are not profitable SVGs. These are some designs that anybody can just put together, just throw together in maybe 5 to 10 minutes. But if you don't know the basics of designing SVG cut files, it's going to probably take you 1 to 2 hours to put this together, and you're probably going to think, oh my gosh, I have accomplished something so cool. I've created this amazing design. But once you look at the competition around you, only then you realize that your design is actually not that good enough, because there are much more high standards professional designs available on the internet. So nobody's going to buy your design that you think looks good and what other crafters at the same level as you think is good. Okay, so you need to, the thing over here that I want to highlight is you need to get an expert's opinion on your designs. only then you will understand where you are going wrong. So a lot of times what people do is they create a design in a glitchy software. They don't know how to use the software. So whatever they know, they put together using their minimal knowledge, and they come up with something that looks like this, very basic. And then they post it in their crafters group, and which is full of crafters at the same level who have no experience in designing and selling SVG cut files. And when you get feedback from these people, you don't actually know if it's going to help you or not, because they are at the same level as you and they have no experience. So obviously, based on their limited experience, based on their limited knowledge, their whatever feedback they're going to provide you, it's not going to help you out. So the point what I'm trying to make over here is that you need an expert's opinion on your designs to understand whether it's going to make money or not. And from an expert's point of view, these SVGs are not going to make you money, because these look very basic, and there are much more professional designs out there on similar kind of stuff. All right, so keep that in mind, which is why in my coaching program, we have weekly SVG sharing, where my clients will post SVGs and I will provide them feedback, and other designers provide feedback. Designers who have been selling for 1 to 2 years, everybody provides feedback. So that person can go and improve their design. And when they launch their perfect design, they get immediate sales. Now, I know it's not possible to have access to an expert all the time, which is why this Saturday I will be teaching I'll be hosting an inclusive Zoom masterclass where you can have access to me, and I will give you feedback on your designs on the spot. I will show you how to design SVG cut files, and I will tell you what to improve, what not to improve, how to fix your designs to make sure that they attract the right kind of buyers. All right. So with that aside, let's go to the next slide. So the first type of SVGs are the very basic SVGs that look like this, that look like they are not by a designer, not created by a designer. These are not going to make you money. Second type of SVGs that you're not supposed to sell are SVGs by fellow designers. A lot of people like to buy SVGs from designers and like to resell the SVGs. Resell. There's nothing called reselling digital files. A big announcement, a big warning for everyone who's doing this. This is extremely wrong, and you can be fined for doing something like this. I've seen a ton of shops that just create huge bundles, stealing all the designers' designs, and then they try to resell. There's nothing called reselling of digital files. You don't own the copyrights. Only the designer owns the copyrights. Only the designer can sell those designs. Nobody else has the right to sell those designs. So a big warning, you cannot sell other people's design and call yourself the reseller. It doesn't work like that. You can do that for physical items, but you cannot do that for digital items. So please, no reselling of SVGs. This is a big no-no. Next, a lot of people, what they like to do, they see a popular design, they make an exact replica of an original design and they sell those. I've seen that in Etsy shops. Exact copy of the most popular designs are being sold in Etsy shops. This is not a good recipe for success. If you want to be in the business for the long run, to make 6 figures, to make 7 figures, then this is not the right path to take, all right? You cannot sell SVGs that are exact replica of an original design. You can take inspiration. It can have like 10 to 20% similarity. However, it shouldn't be an exact replica of an original design because, again, you will be infringing the copyrights of the original designer if you are selling a replica, and you can get fined by the designer for copying their designs. Your shop can be taken down. A lot of things can happen. So if you are in this business for the long run, if you want to do it right, stay away from selling replicas. Now that we have all the SVG designs that you're not supposed to sell, let's have a look at most popular SVG designs that sell like hotcakes. So how did I gather this data? Through Google search, through my secret methods that I teach in my coaching program, SVG Superstar. I've collected some data for you guys just to share over here. So what's popular right now? Card SVGs. You can create a ton of card SVGs. All kind of card SVGs are super popular. You don't even have to go an extra mile to create 10-fold cards or 3-fold cards. Just having simple 2-fold cards is enough. It's pretty damn popular in the SVG industry. Cards, birthday cards, wedding cards, mom cards, all sorts of cards are very popular in the SVG industry, especially the ones you can just put together in 5 minutes. Extremely popular right now. Paper flowers. People love making paper flowers because they look so beautiful. So these are also very popular, and they're so easy to assemble once you cut them on your Cricut. But they are slightly more difficult to put together compared to card SVGs, because you gotta have all those petals in place and everything in place. So they're pretty hard. They're slightly harder to put together, but they're still pretty popular. I also did an interview with one of the flower SVG designers that you can check out on my podcast, SVG Business Boss Podcast. And you can have a look at that if you are interested in taking this route of creating paper flowers and selling paper flower SVGs. And here is raw data from Google. How many people are looking for paper flower SVGs per month? And you can see that it's pretty popular, 1,300 searches per month, which is amazing. Imagine 1,300 people land on your shop and buy your paper flower SVG, which you're selling for $4. How much money will you be making per month? Who can do the math real quick? 5,200. Am I right or wrong? 1,300 into 4. 5,200, $5,200 per month if you start selling paper flower SVGs right now. That's how much money you can make from paper flower SVGs. Next, cake toppers. Another very popular SVG category. Cake toppers. They sell like hotcakes. One of my clients has a cake topper SVG business. Actually, 2 of my clients, and their shops are making a ton of money. And one of my clients who just started her cake topper shop, she made back 1/3 of her investment in the coaching program by just selling cake topper SVGs. So these are extremely popular right now. Simple SVGs, simple quote SVGs are very popular, but you got to be very selective with these. You got to be very careful about the wordings that you're using. So it's a bit complex compared to selling cake topper SVGs and card SVGs. So I won't recommend this a lot. So another way you can share your SVGs is by starting a blog, and I make a very good passive income from just my blog, which I haven't touched in like 1 year, but I'm still getting a lot of traffic to it. And by just having my blog up, I make around $1,000 to $1,500 on autopilot without even touching it. So these are some great ways of making money from SVGs. So these are the kind of SVGs that are popular in the industry right now that you can start creating to start making some money ASAP. So I hope you guys found all this information helpful. Again, important thing is that you need to get an expert's opinion on your designs before you release them to the market. Without an expert's opinion, it's impossible to get consistent monthly sales. All right, so this is why a lot of designers don't do well in their shop. That's because they don't know what they're doing wrong. They don't know how to fix that thing. They don't know how to modify their designs based on what's in the market. Hello, thank you so much for buying the badge. That's really sweet of you. So once you start getting an expert's opinion on your designs, you will see tenfold improvement on your work, and you will see a blast of sales coming in once you start uploading designs that are actually something that people want, something that you have improved, and something that looks like it's made by a professional designer instead of something that's thrown together in like 5 minutes. All right, so if you want an expert's opinion on your design, if you want me to guide you through every step of the designing process, then join me on Saturday for an inclusive Zoom workshop. I have never done this before. I'm only offering this because a lot of people requested for a lower ticket item, because my coaching program is around $1,500. And for those of you who cannot afford the program but also would like to learn designing from me, then I'm organizing this special 4-hour masterclass on Saturday at 4 p.m. So if you're interested, if you want to learn to design SVG cup files, join me this Saturday. You don't need to have any prior designing experience. If you have never even worked with an illustration software, doesn't matter. Just show up with your laptop, with the software, and we will design an SVG together, and I will tell you what's wrong with your SVG, what you need to improve, and I will also share the tips that I personally use for designing SVGs for Cricut. So as some of you might know, I am designing SVGs. I'm working with Cricut as a freelance graphic designer, and I've learned a lot of things during my time with Cricut, and I will share that with you guys during the masterclass. So if you're interested, Click on the link in the description to sign up for the masterclass. It's only open to 20 people. It's going to be very inclusive, and I'll see you in the masterclass. All right, so I hope you guys found this session helpful. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comment. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow, and tomorrow we are going to be talking about, is SVG designing right for you? Are you capable of designing SVG cut files? All right, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.